The state of dance companies in the U.S. is a frightening one. Um, a lot of dance companies, Dissonance Dance Theater included, has not really recovered from the COVID pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic. I feel that some are doing better than others. A lot of the larger white entities regained funding really quickly, where a lot of the black ones and brown ones did not. It is 2024, and Dissonance is slowly making recovery. This was our first season back after COVID, and that was what, 2020. So, it's a different time. Concert dance is not the same as it was about 20 years ago. Whereas, so you have movie theaters that are seeing some returns, but not a lot. AMC was like struggling for a while. And so if people are not coming to the theater to watch movies, what do you think that looks like as far as theater is concerned? I know that in the DC area, some theater companies saw a drop of like $100,000 in revenue, and that's severe for them. Commercial dance is becoming a thing, but at the same time, we all know what commercial dance is. Commercial dance is not as plentiful and doesn't have a very doesn't have longevity. So you can have dance for the Super Bowl, and that's a one-time thing, and then be looking for work for the rest of the year. So, and then that's not everybody, because if you don't have the right agent or you don't know the right people, you might not have that. Well, the beautiful thing about concert dance is, concert dance, for those who don't know, concert dance is pretty much dance that you do in a theater, and it has a season, a production season. So most have 30 weeks of work, but anything that requires you to be in a theater and go through a rehearsal process is concert dance, where commercial dance would be backup dancing. It could be dancing on tour. It could be dancing on a cruise ship, or it could be anything that requires like a short amount of time. You get paid for it, and is outside of you being connected to an annual contract. That would be commercial dance. So with that being said, with the rise of dance film, with the rise of all these new expressive ways that dance is moving to, which is exciting. Concert dance is still trying to find its way, especially in the U.S. I can't speak to Europe. I can't speak to nowhere else, but it's still trying to push to become things, and which is why when I see with the strikes of ABT or any of the other spaces and dancers are talking about employment, I feel like I'm in the middle where our organization is it's not $1 million organization yet, but at the same time. And the larger entities, I always have that fight to say the larger entities have way more money. If an organization has the ability to give their directors bonuses, then they have the ability to give everyone some sense of bonus. There have been years where I've literally given about 80% of my wages to the organization in order for dancers to receive some sense of compensation. That is not me lying. That is a fact. Just to move things along. I just really, in these days of dancers screaming, people screaming, employers screaming. There's also like the mom and pops, the smaller organizations that are doing really good work and are trying to do right by their artists. So I really just want to just point that out, that not everybody is out to get you. And a lot of the dancers that have left me have come back to say thank you so much, because now they're going off and they're dancing in larger spaces, and fulfilling their careers. Because here we believe in dancers or developing artists so that they can become part of the ecosystem. So I just also want to say that too, that you have to ask yourself, where are you at as far as funding, as far as you wanting compensation, how many years of professional dance do you have, not college dance, but professional dance? How many years do you have several people that can refer, to give a reference for you, a good reference for you, that are directors of nationally recognized entities. How many choreographers of merit have you worked with? Have you fulfilled a contract for more than a year? And feel good where you are, but you're just looking for a new place, and the people can vet you out to say that you're a wonderful candidate and a wonderful employee. These are all things that you should consider. And if you've done all those things and you have you have the right amount of experience, then yes, you should be able to warrant a higher salary. When we speak on the notion of dance companies, I just want to say that because I was just talking to some artistic directors about that the other day, is if you, the scale goes like this. Broadway could be anywhere like 6,000 to 8,000 a month. And then there's always exceptions to the rule. Then if you get into, the upper companies, like an Ailey or anything of that magnitude, you could be making $3,000 to $5,000. Now, mind you, these numbers are variable, so these numbers can go up or go down. But on average, a Broadway person could be making up to from 6 to 8. An Ailey or a dance company of that merit, Hubbard Street, anything like that, they could be making $3,000 to $5,000 a month. Any regional companies or any of those other companies that fall under that don't have those budgets are not that high. Mind you, all those other budgets are millions and millions of dollars. When you get to a Dissonance, could be possibly a Washington Ballet, like anything that's anybody that is right under that, its budgets are not as high, could be making $1,000 to $3,000 a month. And then anything under that would be stipends in, companies that are trying to build up their budgets. And the higher the budget, the better the pay should be. So if you're looking for mad cash from someone, then their annual budget has to be closer to $1 million. If it's not closer to $1 million, then you're barking up the wrong tree. But yeah, concert dance or dance companies in the U.S., are struggling, and I totally feel them. I've had artistic director friends of mine, companies folded last year and the year before that. So it's the effects of COVID and the effects of change, and the rise of commercial dance is starting to disrupt and shut down a lot of concert dance entities. So yeah, dance companies right now are struggling, but thank God for my business understanding and business paperwork as far as schooling, because it's helped me kind of keep this dream alive. So yeah, it's rough. It's a labor of love, mostly labor of love.